officials say so far, this is a bit of good news. The situation appears to be a little better than it was last year, but still all hands on deck here. Let's bring in CTV's Kamil Karamali, who's standing by in our national newsroom with more on what the government is saying today. Kamil.
Yeah, hey, Todd. There was a bit of cautious optimism today in the press conference, saying, as you mentioned, that things are looking better than they were this time last year, but things could really turn on a dime. They're talking specifically about these ongoing drought conditions in the prairies as well as in interior of BC, really carrying over from last year. They said they've seen this drought in some of those swaths of land happening for 12 months or so, and that could spark a lot more fires very quickly. So far, as you mentioned, just about 90 wildfires burning. 7 of them are considered out of control, most of those in BC and Alberta. That's 1.5 million hectares burned. Compare that to last year. By the end of the season, we saw about 15 million hectares burned, so still a long ways to go until we hopefully don't, but have to catch up until next year's numbers. They also announced mitigation tactics and money going towards certain mitigation programs like training more firefighters, $28 million towards training more firefighters. They also said they have an additional 1,000 firefighters trained, over $1 million to a program to increase staffing capacity in wildfire mitigation. Also, they announced 200 volunteer firefighters that will be deployable, Todd, anywhere in Canada within 72 hours. All tactics and programs that they really didn't have ready to go this time last year.
Yeah, okay, what about the latest from this season? We talked about some of those fires, some of them out of control here. What are we getting in terms of an update?
Yeah, in terms of this season, well, we once again are seeing somewhat better conditions than we saw this time last year. But, Emergency Preparedness Minister Harjit Sajjan saying that, look, we are learning from last year's situation to implement some of those programs this year. Have a listen to a little bit of what he had to say during this press conference.
Again, learning from the lessons of last year is what type of plans need to be in place, what type of equipment needs to be ready. And I would say that things are getting better. In Ontario, I think for the first time, evacuations are taking place in just beforehand. And so those are things that we're learning from last year.
And as we very well know, Todd, last year saw the worst wildfire season in history, 230,000 evacuations and 15 million hectares burned, as I mentioned. Now, one other thing that they mentioned in this press conference, Todd, is that June will be an incredibly crucial month, and it all depends on how much rainfall they will see in June to determine whether this season will be a disaster or if they'll be able to have it under control. So still waiting to see.
Kamil Karamali joining us from our national newsroom with the latest on the wildfire forecast for this year. Hey, good to see you, Kamil, as always.
Good to see you too.